Verse 4 we said, blessed are those who mourn, because they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, because they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, because they shall be filled. So now he's addressing situation that you need to work out in your life. While you are on your mountain, you need to address some situation. While you're on your mountain, you need to know that if you are hungry, you can go to him. While you're on the mountain, you need to know that if you're thirsty, because people that are climbing mountains get hungry. People that are climbing mountains get thirsty. People that are climbing mountains need some energy, because when you had some rough life and some rough things in your life and your mountain is so high, you will need some food, you will need some water, you will need something to comfort you. You will need to know that you're going to hold on to this branch and it's not going to be rooted up, because while sometimes you might get a slip and you may need to grab onto a tree and know that the tree is solid and it's not going to throw you down into the valley. We got all kinds of mountains going on and all kinds of situations. And I'm observing this. And I'm really paying attention while I'm studying this and I'm listening to the Spirit. There is a few things that I see in the mountain, and there is some things I don't see in the mountains. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking, what is it that is in the mountain that is making Yahoshua withdrew himself and going to the mountain? He didn't go one time. I was looking at different survey on it, and I don't have the full clarity on it, but one place that I look, it said that he went to the mountain 101 times. That's a lot of mountain climbing. But every time he goes to the mountain, he does something when he gets there. When he gets to the mountain, he starts praying. Sometimes when you get up the mountain in your life, sometimes some of us will sit on the top of the mountain and we don't do nothing. Sometimes when we get up on the mountain, we just start crying. We get up on the mountain and we lose heart. It's not time to get up on top of the mountain and lose heart, people. Because when you lose heart on top of the mountain, you might find yourself just slipping. You might find yourself. You see, when you're up on the mountain, you got to be careful. When you're up on the mountain, you got to know that it is some dangerous terrain. When you're up on the mountain, you must know that if you just slip, you could fall. And the valley that is below you is way down. You must know that when you're up on the mountain, hallelujah, that the rocks that is underneath your feet should keep you. You must know when you're up on a mountain that you have sufficient water to quench your thirst. And you have enough food to last you. Sometimes when you go up on a mountain, you may have the rain might fall. And it make it slippery. You say, wow, I haven't thought about that. Now you climb up when it was dry. You went up to the top when you was young. You got up there when you was in your prime. You got up there when things looked good. But now things are not looking so good because the rain has fallen. Mm-hmm. Some things that you tell yourself, well, I can handle that. Some of you have some mountains that you started drinking because you had mountains in your life. And you took one drink and you said, you know something, I'm just doing it casually and occasionally. So I'm going to take this one drink and, just to get my problems and get over with my problems just for a minute. But you up on a mountain, let me tell you what's going to happen if you get drunk on top of a mountain. Oh my goodness. How are you coming down because you're up to the top of the mountain and you're drunk on top of the mountain? So how are you coming down? And now rain is falling on your mountain. And you're up there and the path that you used to climb has been eroded by the water. So now you forget how you got up there. Some people get up there and they forget how they get up there. Some people get up there and the only time they start remembering that they got up there is when they start having some liver problem. Some people get up there and when they start having some heart problem, or when they start having some drunken problem and they can't stop. Some people get up on the mountain and they get up on the mountain because they wanted to just blow away some smoke because things was a little bit rough for them. So they got and they start smoking a little something because things were rough on the mountain, but they got up to the top and they didn't realize, man, now that I'm up on the mountain smoking something, and guess what, you know, I just lit the trees on fire because I dropped my cigarette and the grass that was on the ground has got scorched and a flame is coming up and I'm burning up here. Oh my goodness, and the mountain is on fire. Your mountain is now on flame and you don't know what to do because you can't run fast, because if you try to run down the mountain and you don't know where you're running, you might just run over the cliff. But you want to be careful and the flames are coming up. Some people, they don't understand. The word said, can a man take fire in his bosom and not be burned? How do we get so close to sin and not allow sin to overtake us? How do we get so close when we go up against things and we get consumed by it? We thinking that we are immune by it, but don't understand that when we get too close to it, it will consume you because you are in your mountain. You are in the time where you're supposed to be praying. You're in the time when you're supposed to be fasting, but you're not fasting because you're grieving and you're moaning while you're on the mountain, when you should be lifting your head and looking up, when you should be stretching your hands out and crying out, but you're feeling sorry for yourself. And oh my goodness, the boulders start moving away and the cliffs start eroding and land erosion taking place in your life and topsy-turvy is happening and all kinds of things are taking place. So now you are confused because you don't know who to talk to. You don't know who to look to. You don't know who to take counsel to because they got a mountain and their mountain is eroding too. They got some things in their life and they can't help you and they can't give you instruction.
Yes, sir. Praise yeah.
I got curious about this mountain thing. I started to ask the master, said, Master, what is going on here? So he's showing me and I'm looking. And on the mountain I'm seeing how you can get rid of your problems. I'm seeing it's a serious time. You can't just see you're up in the mountain now. You can't just decide, you can't just turn back. Sometimes people get into deep, you know, they're getting deep and they want to get out of the situation they put themselves in, but they can't just turn back. They don't know how to change what they got themselves so deep in. They don't know how to fix it. Because now you left your home and you're up in the mountain and darkness is coming and you can't run to the store to buy anything because it's late. You can't come down the mountain, it's raining. You might just be up on the mountain and winter might come. And now it's about to freeze and you don't have the right garment on. You don't even have the right shoes on. You're not prepared for what the enemy is going to throw at you. Let me put that. Before you go up the mountain, you need to be prepared. You need to know what you're facing and what you're dealing in before you go up. Any camper that is going up to a mountain that is not properly prepared, they go tell you that if they're up there for a few days, they're going to tell you that it was not no cakewalk. No walk in the park. Before you go where you're going and the enemy is going to challenge you when you're on your journey, make sure you're playing first. The master said to put on the whole armor. Make sure your armor got no shank in it. Make sure you check out your uniform first And make sure your helmet does not crack through the hard pressure. Make sure your breastplate is fitted right. And your belt is long enough to get around your waist. Some of you brothers that have put on a few pounds know what I'm talking about. You started with a 32-inch belt. And you went from a 32 to a 33. And it kept on going. And you're up in your mountain, but you can't go shopping. So now the belt is 34 inches. That your waist is 34 inches, but the belt is 32. And you're wondering how you can squeeze that belt to fit around your waist. Oh, some of you done it. And you've seen men or people with belts and only a little piece sticking out. That is not a good look. Just a little piece of that belt is showing. One hole to the end. And guess what? Everything else is lapping over that belt. And you can't even see the belt anymore. All you're seeing is that little piece sticking out. And some people, that's all you see in their life. You don't realize what is underneath the surface. You see that one little thing that is sticking out. But man, let me tell you something. There is a whole lot going on down there. Because it didn't just take you just one meal to get you to 34. It didn't take you just one meal to get to 32. It took you a whole lot of meals to get up there. So when you are going on your mountain, you need to make sure that you're packed and you're ready and your gears are in position. Because if you're not ready, you're going to find yourself like that man that is trying to choke himself with the belt because his belt cannot fit around his waist.
Unprepared.
Now, I want you to look at Brother Mark, chapter 3 and 13, I believe. And we're going to start at verse 10. For he healed many, so that as many as had affliction fell upon him to touch him. And the unclean spirit, whenever they saw him, fell down before him and cried out, saying, You are the Son of Elohim. But he warned them many times that they should not make him known. Haven't we read that before in another passage? Now, what I'm trying to say to you, every time you read the passage about the master going to the mountain, he is healing people from unclean spirits. He is healing them from these sicknesses. He's not just going to the mountain and not fulfilling something. Don't just go because there is troubles in your life. But when you get there, you do nothing about it. When are you going to fix that which is broken? Rather than just having it broken and dealing with it. So many times you see people with 3 teeth in their mouth. And it's all in the front. Usually it's all up in the front. One is halfway coming out. The other is broken and is coming out. And the third one is rotten and is coming out. But you see people trying to save these 3 teeth. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen family members. You've seen friends like that. You look at them when they're trying to eat corn with 3 teeth. One that is shaken, one that is broken, one that is rotten, and they all coming out, and they're trying to eat corn. You don't know whether that is a teeth that is dropping or just particles of corn that is falling out, but you see them just, and you can hear the scrape on the corn. Why not get it removed and get it replaced? Why are you trying to hold on to things that is useless, as the sister said? Things that you know that the doctor said he can't fix. Things that you know the dentist said he can't help you with. Things that you know you just can't do nothing with it, but you're trying to hold on just because it used to be a teeth. And you want to have something that resembles what a teeth will look like. Why are you in pain? Because you don't want to have what the people say, a free mouth. Maybe it can help you better when you get it out than you're trying to fix the three that is so bad. Well, what you're saying, Pastor, I am saying it is time that we learn to fix things right rather than trying to hold on to the problem. It is time that we understand what is going on so we know how the mountain things is working. I want to show you something. I'm getting ready. I'm coming now. We're not going to be here too long. I may have to take this one up another time. In verse 14 he said, and he appointed 12 to be with him and to be sent out to proclaim. So while he's in the mountain, he's are we still in Mark chapter 3? Mm-hmm. That's what I said, right? And we started from chapter 3. Okay?
All right.
So he sent him again to heal the sick. He sent him again to do all of this, to preach, to cast out demons. Now, every time he goes to the mountain, he's sending them to heal the sick. He is healing the sick. He's casting out demons. Now, can't you just imagine for a minute that he really don't want sickness or disease in the mountain that he's on? He just don't want no demons up there. That's why he came down on the mountain with Moses and said that you need to set it apart. Haven't you noticed that where he is a high mountain? He's always going up to the top of the mountain. And I couldn't figure this out. I'm there thinking, and for the life of me, I'm praying. I'm saying, Master, why you keep going up to the mountain? You can find no place else to pray? I mean, there's every place else. You can go to some back room some way, go in the forest some way. Why you got to go up to the mountain? Well, I'm about to take you on a journey right now. I have never ventured in this before, and no man that I know has ventured into it before because I have not heard it preached. So I don't know if anybody have preached on it before, but I'm going to a place that no one has gone before. You ever saw Star Trek? Going to a land where no one has ever gone before, venturing out into an unknown land? Well, I'm about to go there. Folks, what I found out through the Spirit and looking at it, demons are scared of height. I'm going to tell you again. Demons are afraid of heights. That's why the master is always going to the mountain. If you notice, no demons are coming up there. They're not coming to the mountain with him. And the mountain is set apart. He always have a reserve. He's going to a place where the Malix is meeting him, and he's going there to pray. And demons are not coming there. And you know why demons are afraid of height? Because they fell from a very far place. So anytime you want to get a demon tripped up and he's trying to keep you in a low place, you lift it up. Anytime you're trying to get someplace and you want to leave the demon down here, elevate your thoughts, elevate your mind, elevate your plans, elevate your life. Don't stay down here because demons, they only could operate down here. high. That's why they're under the heavens. And that's why he said, you are above only and not beneath. Hallelujah. He said, because demons can't get up to the high heavens. That's why they're down here. Let me tell you something. Not only the demons that they're afraid of heights, there is something else the demons are afraid of. So I want you to think about this. You notice that the master, where he is, there is no demonic spirit. And where he lives, let me show you something. You know why hell is underneath and not above? Because demons are afraid of heights. Devil can't go up, he can come down. Hallelujah. Because the devil said, I would rise above him. But guess what? When the master cast him down, he took away the power from all the demons. And demons that used to fly, that was flying angels, have lost their wings and no longer can they fly. So they got to stay down here. So anytime you want to take a demon on a ride, elevate your thoughts, elevate your mind, elevate your finances, elevate your level of thinking, elevate everything in your life, because demons can't come up to elevation. I hear somebody said, the higher you go, the bigger the devil. But I'm here to break this down. No, devil don't come up high. Devil stay low, because devil don't want to deal with height. Devil and demons don't want to deal with height. The higher you go, it's the better and the closer you get to the master. That's why he didn't want the people to come up in the Tower of Babel, because in the Tower of Babel, he said that they was going to come up to the heavens. Oh, he said that they're coming to the mountain and they're going to come to see him. But he said he didn't want to see them because they were wicked. Keep them down to the valley. Don't let them come up to the mountain. The mountain is set apart. It is not for demons and doubters. It is not for people that have fear. Climbing a mountain, you can't have fear. Oh, hallelujah. You got to be one that is brave to be up to the top of the mountain. So whenever you got troubles in your life, you elevate your mind. You elevate your thoughts. You elevate your prayer life. You elevate things in your fasting. You elevate your giving, because demons cannot go where height is.
All praises be to Yah. Hallelujah.
So it took me a minute to try to figure this out, and the Spirit had to show me. He said, the master is always going to the mountain. I'm like, wow.